Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to Saturday the 6th of January. And no, that wouldn't be sunrise because that's facing the southwest. Sunrise would be that way. It's 5:30, sun's already set. Out here hanging around with Lily. What our plan was today was we're gonna go plinking because I got a couple of guns back from my son Ryan last night, as you guys seen in yesterday's vlog. What's going on, old Lily, huh? And anyway, we're gonna go plinking. Ended up getting busy doing other things, and Kelly took a long nap, and I got further busy with things, and the weather just kept getting nastier. And ooh, that messed up the white balance. Now it turned all blue. The weather just kept getting nastier, but now look at that. Starting to clear up. Now it's dark. Let's go shooting.
Need night vision.
Anyway, so I was just gonna goof around. I took a shower late and just thought I'd play around with the guns a little bit, do a little bit of that. So if you guys don't like guns, you can go ahead and just bounce now because that's what I'm about to do. What do you think, Lee? Huh? You wanna go out there? Would you like to go playing in the woods with us, huh? You don't like the shots, though. You'd probably stay in the truck most of the time.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Alright.
Yeah.
So what I thought I'd do for you guys today is show you a couple of old handguns. Some of them no longer in production. Some of them are just plain old. Some of them updated and different. The first one I'm going to show you is still very much in production, oddly enough, even considering its age. This is a Phoenix Arms, what do they call it, the HP, yeah, HP 22. It's a 22 long rifle, semi-automatic, and it's a single action pistol. In other words, oh, you know what, I don't think I can close this. I can't. It's a single action pistol, meaning you have to either cycle the slide or cock the hammer to make the first round. Each sequential round will cock the hammer back. A lot of pistols are double action, what they call DASA, double action / single action, meaning the first round or the first pull of the trigger will be long and slow, and like a revolver it'll cock the hammer back. And then after it's made its first shot, then it becomes a single action, which is very light trigger pull. Can't look at that thing enough to make sure it's empty. But see, single action, very nice trigger pull, nice and smooth. But like I say, it's single action, so you have to either put a round in it to cock the hammer back, or, you know, like in concealment thing, it's usually one in the hole, cock it. Now something like this, as old as this thing is, I would never leave it cocked and locked. It's I just leave the hammer down. It's got the safety, the inertia safety for the firing pin and stuff like that in case the gun is dropped or whatever. But it's a 10 round, and the magazine only comes out with it in safety, but it's 10 rounds or 10 plus 1, which gives you 11 rounds altogether. And it's the type of pistol that if well, it's got to be in safe mode to get the slide out, and I can't get it out of safe mode, so the cartridge has to be in there, safety off, for it to fire. Anyway, I got this in about, oh, I want to say it was 92, 93, somewhere in there. I've had this thing a long time. This thing's, I used to keep track of the rounds I put through it. Way too many to count. And just to give you an idea, that's a 22 long rifle, and this is a 380 ACP. I should have grabbed some 9s and other rounds. And this is a 45 ACP, 38 caliber, 22 caliber, 45 caliber. Alright, the next one is one that I bought in the late 80s. I want to say around, I don't know, 88, 89, somewhere in there. And yes, back in those days when you carried concealed, it was common because guys wore them, a fanny pack. And you can see it's been so long that I've actually zip tied the fanny pack. I don't use, it's just simply something to hold the gun. And it was one of those when it was strapped on, you gave it a big yank. When it's on you, it's easier, and it would expose your gun. You reached in, yarded her out. But this is a Bersa 383-A. If you guys are familiar with Bersas, you'll realize that that back when they were 383s, once they became a double action, single action, they were called 383-DA, which meant dual action. We're empty. And what they mean, and this is one that without the clip in, you can't do anything. So for your satisfaction, clip has to be in it to use the gun. So double action first pull, which is just like a revolver, just pulls back, bang. Well, when it fires, it racks the slide back, cocks the hammer back, and now you end up with a single action trigger, which is just scary light on this thing. I mean, freakishly light. But this gun is kind of unique in that it says 383-A. If you do any research on these things, when these were imported from 86 to 88, so I want to say it was 88 or 89 when I got this thing. When the new model, which was most commonly referred to as the 383-DA, initially they were coming through a different importer, which was RSA. I don't know what that stands for. And this was a U.S. destination only gun. It was just for the U.S. And anyway, that didn't last for very long, and then you'll see the rest of them say 383 DA. And another thing that's unique about it is all the other ones just spell out Bersa SA on it. It doesn't have their logo on there. Only the 383A had that. So other than that, there was literally no difference in the guns. It was just the importer. This is made in Argentina. Bersa is still around. In fact, Bersa is really starting to make some really fine firearms, really nice. They got some, polymer guns and stuff now too, really nice. One that almost looks like a Glock. But very safe gun. It has been 100% reliable. I mean, this thing, I could not ever tell you when I had a misfeed. It doesn't matter. Cheap rounds like this, these budget rounds, it'll just eat anything, any junk you pour through it, or any high-powered, like these new high-end defense rounds, like these critical defense from Hornady. But anyway, very, very nice, very, very reliable. Doesn't have the best sights, but when you're on, it's very accurate. Despite the thick size of it, you'd think it was like the Beretta 84 and 85 that had the double stack. It's only a single stack. And when this one got in 1989, they came out with the same numbering as what Beretta was doing. Even though this is more of a copy of more of a Walther PPK. If you look at the history of Bersa as well, a bunch of engineers from Beretta, from Italy, went to Argentina and started up their own gun manufacturing company, and it became Bersa. But anyway, it's the 380 ACP. Takes these little guys. Really, really nice gun. Cheap, yeah, not the best. You can see tooling marks and stuff like that. It's definitely not a high-end gun. But I just got it as a little plinker to play with, and the thing turned out to be amazingly, amazingly reliable. Then, in 1994, at the same shop there in southeast Portland, near where we lived, we were living there, I went into a shop, and this thing was on sale because the company had just filed for bankruptcy. And by 1997, they were gone. Now, they merged with two companies and became one, but I don't think any of that stuff ever got imported into the States. But this is the Firestar M45. Empty. Again, this is one that will not function without a without a slide in it or a clip in it. And this is a single action, similar to the 22. It's a single action trigger, and the only way it'll fire is to either, you know, chamber around or cock the hammer. And this one has another unique thing that was new for this year, is the safety was also a decocker. This one is not. It's like a 1911 style gun, and you know, like a concealed carry type person would probably carry it cocked and locked, which that configuration really freaks people out. Center fires are very popular because people don't see that, even though they know they're loaded. But anyway, this is a 45 ECP, and it shoots them little clunkers, throws a heavyweight ball along. But I got this thing in like I say, in 1994, and that's actually, oddly enough, the production year of this. There's you can still find stuff on Star arms, and you can go by the date code in here, and the production date was actually 1994. Same year I actually got this thing. This again is what I would this is built in Spain, and anyway, a budget gun that has proved to be completely reliable. I think you know, I've done some, you know, what do you call it, loose grip, whatever calls around to not, you know, stovepipe or something like that. This one's also had probably thousands of rounds fired through it, and other than the very, very infrequent, maybe one out of several hundred rounds or something, it may do something weird, and it's usually shooting this cheap garbage stuff in it, you know, just plinking out in the woods. Anyway, I thought I would show you guys. And how you disarm this one is, oh, gotta have the cartridge in it, is you manually drop it. And you know, if you're a safety freak, you would knock the round out, empty your clip, put the clip back in, drop it, and then lower the hammer on an empty pistol. Anyway, these are some oldies. Again, another fanny pack. These are some oldies that I've had around for a long time, and my son had these two. They need to be cleaned, and this is one I just keep around. That used to be my concealed, you guys even see that? It used to be my concealed handgun that I used for quite a while when I got rid of, good lord, I don't know how many Glocks I've had and Berettas. My favorite Beretta was that 92 FS. My favorite Glock was a Glock 17L, if you guys remember that, the old long barrel. It's like a target gun. Love that. Had the 17. Oh, had the 19, what is it, the 23, the compact 40 Smith & Wesson. Hated that gun. That thing was so uncomfortable to shoot. The gun was so light, and those 40 Smith & Wessons just kicked like a mule. It just wasn't fun to shoot. And because it wasn't fun to shoot, you didn't shoot it, so you didn't get good with it. So anyway, I sold that with less than a box of shells. Maybe a couple boxes I shot through it, but not very many. But anyway, that's what I wanted to show you guys today. What Kelly and I were going to do was take these old gals out because they need to be cleaned. Ryan hasn't turned them back because he says, "Oh, Dad, I got to clean them. I got to clean them." Said, don't worry about it. So while they were still dirty, Kelly and I were going to go out plinking with these old gals, plus the new LCP2. And as you know, We just kind of didn't make it out there. So anyway, that's that. Well, hello there, YouTube. I'm actually just sitting out here, just got an undershirt on and this little plaid long sleeve shirt. It's almost 42 degrees out here.
Yeah.
Feels like full on summertime. Man, you guys back east are getting wiped out.
No kidding.
I mean, snow in Florida and stuff at times. I don't know if that's still there, but I was just reading a news thing of talking about all these storms and what's going on in the world. Why is Mother Nature so mad?
I know it.
Wow. And I see you guys leaving comments and like 2 feet of snow and almost 2 feet of snow.
We complain about, you know, the rain and a little bit of cold.
It's raining and it's 36.
I know. It's like, we have
We don't
nothing to
even know.
complain about.
No, heck no. Crazy. So hopefully tomorrow, it's supposed to be more rain tomorrow, and hopefully we can venture out. I think where Ryan is telling me to go, where he goes plinking, I think it's going to take more of a truck than a Honda Ridgeline with street tires on it. He goes, "Oh no, Pop, you can make it through there, no problem." Well, that's easy for you to say, you know.
He's in a
Your
semi.
tires are as tall as my doors on the Honda, you know.
Yeah.
That thing looks like a freak of nature. You know, it's funny, you see that thing going down the road. It's when you walk up beside it and realize that the Chevy bow tie and the front grille is about eye level with you, and you're like, what?
Yeah, that's a big truck.
Yeah, that thing's huge. But anyway, we might venture out there. If nothing else, maybe we'll just do a little bit of exploring.
Mm-hmm.
Go check some things out. If we find something cool, we'll toss a couple chunks of lead around.
Yeah.
It's got to be safe and no houses. But where he's talking about going, there's no houses out there. So it's out there by the power lines where I've taken you guys riding, where Ryan himself got lost, or I thought he got lost. Well, he did get lost, as it turned out. That one day when I was on the white GSA, the old Stormtrooper.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, today was going to be kind of a gun day anyway, so I switched channels and decided to do a little history stuff with some old pistolas I've had for a long time. That old Firestar, that 45, that thing, they closed their doors in '97, and then a Star and Astra, I think it was, two Spanish gun manufacturers merged what was left of the two of them, and they became a Star. And like I say, they never imported, I don't think they ever imported anything into the States. But anyway, so that one's a piece of history. That company doesn't exist anymore.
That's sad.
Yeah. And I got it right at the time they were filing bankruptcy and had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got such a good deal on it.
Maybe.
Try to get parts for it.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna roll out on that.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up and have an amazing Sunday or Monday.
Not just a nice one, but an amazing one.
An amazing or wonderful or glorious.
Whatever.
Or one of those.
Hey, what time is it? The first Supercross of the year is tonight.
Yeah, we got to watch.
I think it's after 8 o'clock. It's already been going an hour.
I hope you got it recording.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I got that sucker set to auto record.
Yes, you got to watch the end in case it runs over.
Yeah, that's
then
true.
Then you lose the end.
Yeah.
We have done that so many times.
Oh, yeah. You're like 2 laps from the end and shuts off.
Oh, it makes me so mad.
Oh, yeah. All right. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Take care.
Have a wonderful day. We'll see you now. Bye-bye.
Bye.